So if you think your project's in trouble, put up your hand and ask. Let's ask for help. That's probably one of the hardest things people have to do. The amount of projects we come across where people assume things are going to get better, or they think things are going to be okay in the end. Just put your hand up and ask. And look, we've actually been on projects where we've given some really sort of small guidance, advice, and actually things turn around quite quickly. But until people know that they're in trouble and understand what some of the challenges are, it's all too easy to continue just assuming things are going to be okay. So yeah, the sooner you put your hand up to ask for help, the sooner things can turn around and recover. Okay. Why do projects fail? Outcome. You have to understand what we're trying to achieve. If you need to know on your journey where your end state is, what is your goal, what does success look like, how are we going to get there? Process. You have to have strong governance in place. Without methodology, without understanding the budget, without a really good definition of what done looks like, what does testing look like, what does good quality look like, without your process well defined, you will go off track. People. You need to get the right people in the right roles. They might need to have the right availability and capacity to get the work done correctly. Without understanding your sort of racing matrix, who's responsible for things, who's accountable for things, without having the right level of engagement on the project, and you have poor collaboration between the client and the partner, things will typically go off track. So really have to define these things to make sure they're done right from the beginning throughout the project to be successful going forward. So if you were to ask for our help and for us to engage with you to look at a project in distress and turn it around, we go through a 4-step process. It's really quite straightforward. We will engage with you and challenge you. We do that through a workshop process where we meet your team and we ask questions to understand exactly what the issues are. Following that, we go through a feedback and review process. We will play back to you our findings. We'd like that to be as collaborative as possible. We really need to make sure that you're in agreement with us in terms of where those challenges and issues are on your project as well. So when we sign that off, we go on to step 3, which is ultimately us coming up with a plan and work in an advisory way. So we will tell you how we think you should get back on project. We will work with you to advise you to make sure that we deliver against that plan to bring that project back on track. And ultimately, whilst we have that plan in place, we will stay with you until that plan is completed, until we hit those success factors that we have defined for the project. In terms of feedback from our client, I mean, the greatest feedback we heard recently was when one customer just said to us, wow, I didn't know this service existed. And we actually spent very little time with the client, probably only a day or so, actually understanding their issues, and maybe a day or so to follow up and really give them an insight in where they could make improvements within their own team. They didn't really understand the capacity that they had to give their project and the obligation they had to have in terms of engaging with their partner. So really quick turnaround with massive impact to their project, and I'm really pleased to say that we continue to work with that partner on the success of their implementation. At Ingentive, we feel we're in a really great situation where we only feel that we hire the best people. We've got the A-team here. We really hire people who've been doing this for some time. If you look at our delivery team, many of them have got 20 years or more experience. Many of them we work in some of the really early products that were released from Microsoft. We've been doing this for a long time, and we've learned from our mistakes. Look, we're not perfect over the last 20 years or so. We've all probably had some challenges on projects. It's that experience that we have enables us to understand how we'll turn things around far quicker than maybe some others would do. So we've got a great team. We've put a lot of effort and thought into this process, understanding what the issues are on projects, understanding how we can get to the root cause as quickly as possible, and we've got tools and mechanisms to turn those around as quickly as possible.